Go.
Hey everybody. So I've got a lot of emails about how I set my broadcast mix, so I want to show you how I do that real quick. Gonna take a little bit longer than I did the last time. So a lot of you are wanting to know how I get all my channels into my broadcast mix, and do I send it somewhere else, or do I mix it somehow differently? And I don't. I have all 32 channels in my main mix plus all of my delays. I'm using every bit of that from my room, and I'm sending every bit of it to my broadcast. And so here's how I do it. First thing you need to do is you need to pick a couple of your mix buses over here, whichever works on your board. For me, I've got 11 and 12 set for this, but you can have 1 and 2, 3 and 4. They just have to be side by side. First thing you need to do is select one of them, come to this home screen, and make sure they are linked. If they are not linked, make sure they're linked, so when you do this, they both move together. So that'll help you with stereo panning whenever you get all of your channels mixed in. So the first thing you do is you have your band play and you mix your room over here until you're happy with it. And then once you're happy with it, then you can start mixing this. So what I do, so on my routing tab, is I have outputs, I believe it's, I can't remember which ones they are, but you basically set up like output 11 and 12 or 13 and 14 to be mix bus 11 over here and 12 or whatever mix buses you're using, and those will be your two outputs that you send to whatever your streaming device happens to be. For right now, I'm actually just recording straight to my USB, so when I come here, you'll notice on my config screen here on my USB, I've got post matrix 3 and 4 as my source, so I'm sending these two channels to my matrix 3 and 4. But you can send these directly to the USB if you want to. So that's how you do your routing. So once you have your band mixed, you have your sends set up wherever you want them. Come in solo, put your headphones on so you can hear it, and then you hit the sends on fader button. What that does is it changes this over here to be your mix into your broadcast. So what I do is I have all of these set to post fade. So whatever I make changes to my live mix, so say the guitar's too loud, I'll bring this down, it'll bring it down in my recording mix as well. So you get this kind of set where you want now that you have your band mixed. And then once you have this set, you can turn this off, come into each channel, hit your view button here on your bus sends, and then make sure that wherever your mix buses are here, so mine are 11 and 12, mine are set to post fade. So if you don't have that set to post fade, you just scroll over until your yellow line is around them, and then you can hit this down arrow here, and then you can choose your mode. So post fade, you can also choose like pre-fader, post EQ, whatever you want to, but for a broadcast mix, you want this to be post fade. And you do this for every channel, 1 through 32, and even your aux sends. You do that for every channel going into these here. So that way, when you make changes live in your room, you are making the changes to your mix bus as well, into your broadcast mix. So that is, in essence, the easiest way of doing it. If you want to worry about stereo panning, you can come and select the channel you want to pan which way or the other. And then when you come up to 9 through 12, since mine are on 11 and 12 here, you'll notice that this is panned a little bit over here, but there's nothing coming up here, so there's no level. That means this is my stereo now. Since these are linked, this button becomes my stereo mix. So I can pan this to the right ear, I can pan it to the left ear, straight up and down, however you want to pan it, and you do this per channel. So you can see all this, every time I do this, some of this is moving around for my different instruments, especially on my drums. So you can see how that's being mixed left and right. And that is basically how I do my record mix. So if you have any questions, let me know and shoot me an email. Thanks.